What's going on, everyone? Welcome to this long-awaited video of me returning to the chess world on the internet. I have been playing a lot of over-the-board chess over the past few years. I recently won a rapid tournament here in Paris, where I'm staying. It's been quite an adventure. At one point, I actually gave up chess. In 2020, in March 2020, actually, just before my 28th birthday, I think, I reached my lifetime goal of being rated over 2000 in all three categories on Lichess. So over 2000 classical, over 2000 rapid, over 2000 bullet and blitz. And that was sort of my goal that I had set myself to reach before the age of 30. I told myself that after 2000, chess is just a hobby again, not like a all-consuming passion. And I reached that goal about 3 years before I had intended to, whatever that means. And I was so disappointed in myself for having undersold my talent, for not having believed in myself enough, but also the fact that there was never a eureka moment for me when I reached that 2000 level. No, I just played a lot of games, did a lot of tactics, and had a solid winning streak one day that brought me over 2000 in all categories. And I had this moment where, oh man, maybe chess isn't as deep as I thought it was. Maybe I'm smarter than I thought I was. Maybe the eureka moment never really comes, and maybe there's never really this moment of greater understanding and inspiration where you break through. And it's really just hard work all the way down, which, let's be honest, is the case probably. And so for about a year, I kept playing for a little while after that, but I sort of stagnated, and I realized that if I really wanted to get better, it wasn't a more profound level of chess understanding that I was going to need. It was opening theory, because I was either losing on time in my games, or I was losing out of the opening. Middle games and end games I've always been pretty solid at. But my early Caro-Kann theory and my early Catalan theory were basically one line. And then at the time, I never had anything against 1d4. I just sort of played something against 1d4. And yeah, again, I just gave up on chess. I didn't want to put in the work to learn a full opening repertoire. I didn't want to learn deep lines. Didn't want to know all of the nuances of all the gambits and how to refute them and what kind of work that would take, and blah, 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 blah. I just didn't want to go for it. So I effectively gave up on chess. And then after a little while, about a year, I started playing Chess 960. This was my way of getting out of the trap of having to learn lots of opening theory. But, at that point, the bug had sort of bitten me again. So I found the chess cafe where chess is played in Tangier, where I live. Found the cafe after sending a few Instagram messages, and I got there. First day, blew people off the board. Right, winning left and right. People are rotating around me. The rule in Morocco is, in most countries, but specifically at our cafe, is the winner sits, and if you draw with the black piece, you also stay sitting. So I'm either drawing or winning, or drawing or winning, drawing with the black pieces or winning with the white or black pieces. And I got really cocky about it. And then someone played I remember this really well, like it was fucking yesterday. Someone played the Budapest against me. And they played bishop takes f2, winning my queen. And I was just so annoyed. Because, these are blitz games. I think it's 2+1 that we play there. Sometimes 3+2. That's the maximum time. So refuting someone's opening, specifically gambit openings, over the board when you're unfamiliar with the position, such a pain in the ass. And that was really the moment where I was like, okay, if again, I was again in this exact same position where I had been in March of 2019, 2020. I was again in March 2020. I was again in that position where if I were going to progress as a chess player, I would need to learn the theory. And this time I did make that choice, because there was no way I was going to convince a cafe full of chess players to play 960 with me. And I bought a Catalan repertoire on Chessable. Learned all of the Budapest lines on the first day, so that no one's ever gonna catch me with my pants down playing the Budapest ever again. Did all of the starter chapters and sort of pecked away at it over the past year or so. Learning the Catalan turned into me picking up the King's Indian, turned into me giving up the Caro-Kann and learning Anish Giri's Najdorf, turned into buying... Chessable has made so much money off of me at this point. I don't really believe in it as a system. I think it has a lot of room for improvement. But unfortunately, I think we're at a place in sort of chess society where it's the best you've got. Chess Tempo has their opening explorer, but the arrows are so terrible, and then of course there's no opening books prepared for you, so you have to put in all the work of transferring things and this kind of stuff. So unfortunately, we're at a place in chess development where Chessable is the best we've got, even though it has many major issues. So I got really good at openings, rose from 2,000 to 2,400, have recently come to Paris, not specifically for chess, but chess has been a large part of my time here. And recently I was in a tournament. It was the East Bunker tournament at Café East Bunker next to Gare de l'Est. And I won. I did win. But no one is more surprised than I am that I actually won that tournament, because I was barely calculating lines. And I went back and I looked at the games later, and oh boy, was there some faulty calculation. And I sort of realized, specifically today, that I've developed this sort of Instagram brain, TikTok brain, where I don't really calculate anymore. I've always had really good chess intuition. I've always, understood from the get-go the ideas of like weak color complexes, and I've always had a pretty good understanding of sacrifices and sacrificing for material. never been too attached to my rooks overnights and these kinds of things. So this was never something that was beyond me. I could watch. I could watch. Christoph Selecki was really my initiation to the chess world at a deeper level, and I could watch his videos and I could pretty much understand everything from the beginning. There was never something. This is very arrogant to say, but the magic was not in the sacrifice. The magic of chess, I could always see the magical element, the creative element, but calculation was always what was difficult for me. And this is confounded even further by the fact that I do have pretty severe ADHD. So even keeping me focused on a calculation is already an exercise in and of itself. So in this sort of TikTok brain that I've developed for myself, that I've allowed myself to develop, I understand that I need to get back to a place where I'm able to have good chess vision, because that is what I'm seriously lacking at the moment. And so we're back to where it all began, back to where we started, climbing the ladder on chess tempo, doing tactics, and developing that singular ability to assess a position after a tactic. And that's what I'll be doing here. So easy tactics, assessing them fully, calculating all the lines, and then deciding, okay, what is the conversion strategy? How do I reduce enemy counterplay? How am I really going to win this? Because sometimes a piece is not enough, So that's my plan here. Get to a point where I again have, maybe not again have, but have good chess vision. Thanks so much for listening to that little rant, and have a great one. Thanks for your attention. Bye for now.